$100 million were about to change hands, but one police officer believed his badge could make the truth disappear forever. Officer Ryan Cole stood inside a dark warehouse, staring at Maya Bennett as she held a small black drive containing evidence of a massive financial fraud. "You have no idea who you're dealing with," Ryan said, stepping closer. "This badge protects me." Maya remained silent. She had spent 3 months collecting secret records, hidden payments, illegal orders, and every detail connected to the $100 million deal. Ryan thought she was only a frightened accountant who would surrender the evidence the moment he raised his voice. But Maya slowly lifted her phone and said, "Everything you just said is being recorded." Ryan's expression changed. He reached for the drive, but Maya stepped back. She knew the files could expose powerful people and destroy Ryan's career. Then the warehouse doors suddenly slammed shut. The lights went out, leaving them in complete darkness. Maya heard Ryan's footsteps moving closer. At that moment, she realized the money was no longer the only thing at stake. Ryan was willing to risk his badge, his freedom, and possibly her life to keep the truth buried. But he had no idea Maya had already sent one copy of the evidence to someone he could never control. Maya pressed her back against a cold steel shelf as Ryan's footsteps echoed through the warehouse. "You made a mistake," he said from somewhere in the darkness. "That drive belongs to the department now." She knew he was lying. The files were not police evidence. They contained bank transfers, fake property valuations, and secret contracts connected to a $100 million redevelopment project. 3 months earlier, Maya had discovered that public land was being sold through shell companies for a fraction of its real value. When she followed the money, one name appeared beside every suspicious transaction: Officer Ryan Cole. Suddenly, the emergency lights flickered on. Ryan stood only a few feet away, his hand resting on his badge. "Hand it over," he ordered. Maya looked directly at him. "Why are you protecting criminals?" Ryan laughed. "Because powerful people don't lose." Then her phone vibrated. A message appeared: "File received." Ryan saw the screen, and his smile disappeared. He grabbed Maya's arm, but she pulled away and shouted, "You're being recorded." For 1 second, Ryan froze. Then a voice came through the warehouse speakers. "Officer Cole, step away from her." Ryan looked toward the ceiling. Someone else was inside, and they knew exactly what he had done. The voice echoed again through the warehouse. "Officer Cole, remove your hand from Maya Bennett." Ryan looked toward the security cameras, but his confidence returned almost instantly. "Whoever you are, you're interfering with the police investigation," he shouted. Then every monitor inside the building turned on. Maya watched as bank records, property deeds, and surveillance images appeared across the screens. One image showed Ryan entering a private office with Victor Hale, the billionaire behind the $100 million redevelopment project. Another showed Ryan carrying a sealed envelope only hours before a key witness disappeared. Maya finally understood why Ryan had followed her. He was not protecting the law. He was protecting the people who had paid him. "You think these files can hurt me?" Ryan asked. "My badge gives me access, authority, and protection." Maya held up her phone. "Your badge gave you power. You chose to use it as a weapon." Ryan moved toward her again, but the warehouse doors opened. 2 federal investigators stepped inside. Ryan smiled and raised his badge. "She stole confidential evidence," he claimed. But one investigator placed a tablet on a crate. The video showed Ryan threatening Maya only minutes earlier. His smile vanished. Then the investigator said, "Officer Cole, the $100 million fraud is only one charge." We also found evidence that someone inside your department helped erase 3 witnesses. Ryan's face tightened, but he refused to surrender. You have no proof that I erased anyone, he said, straightening his uniform. The federal investigator opened the tablet and played a second video. It showed Ryan inside the police evidence room at 2:13 a.m., deleting files connected to 3 witnesses who had tried to expose Victor Hale's $100 million scheme. Maya watched silently as Ryan's confidence began to crack. Those records were classified, Ryan argued. I was following orders. The investigator stepped closer. Whose orders? Ryan said nothing. Then Maya placed the black drive on a metal table. The answer is inside. Ryan suddenly lunged toward the drive, but 2 agents grabbed him before he could reach it. For the first time, his badge could not protect him. Yet Ryan smiled. You're all too late, he whispered. Everyone turned toward him. The $100 million transfer happens at midnight. Once the money moves overseas, nobody can stop it. Maya checked the clock. Only 17 minutes remained. The investigator immediately ordered his team to trace the accounts, but the system showed that every transaction had been hidden behind dozens of shell companies. Then Maya remembered one forgotten detail. A secret account number was written inside Victor Hale's private ledger. She opened the files, but the page was missing. Ryan looked at her and smiled again. You sent the evidence, he said. But you never sent the one page that could save the money. Maya stared at the missing page while the countdown on the investigator's tablet dropped below 15 minutes. Ryan leaned against the wall, his hands restrained, yet the smile on his face grew wider. Victor planned for everything, he said. Even if you exposed me, the money would still disappear. Maya ignored him and searched through the copied files. Then she remembered the night she had entered Victor Hale's office. She had photographed every page, but one image had failed to upload because her phone battery died. My old phone, she whispered. The investigators searched her bag, but it was gone. Ryan laughed. Looking for this? He nodded toward a locked evidence cabinet. Inside was Maya's phone. Ryan had taken it during their first meeting and hidden it before confronting her. One agent broke the lock and handed the phone to Maya. Its screen was cracked, but it turned on. She opened the photo folder and found the missing ledger page. The account number was there. The investigators immediately sent it to the Financial Crimes Unit. 10 minutes remained. Then a warning flashed across every monitor, transfer authorized. Maya's heart raced. The money had started moving. But the account number revealed something even worse. The final destination was not overseas. It was a private account registered under a name Maya recognized, the city's police commissioner. Ryan stopped smiling. He looked at the screen and whispered, "You were never supposed to find that." The warehouse fell silent. Even the agent stopped moving as the police commissioner's name remained on the screen. Ryan lowered his eyes, and Maya finally understood why he had acted so fearless. He had never believed his badge alone would save him. He believed the most powerful man in the department was protecting him. How much did they pay you? Maya asked. Ryan looked up slowly. Enough to make loyalty worth more than a career. The lead investigator stepped forward. The transfer is still active. Give us the authorization code. Ryan laughed. You think I'm the only one who knows it? Suddenly, every monitor went black. A new message appeared, transfer complete. Maya's face went pale. The $100 million was gone. But seconds later, her phone rang. It was Daniel Cross, the forensic analyst who had received her files. Maya, don't panic, he said. The transfer was a decoy. Before Ryan could react, Daniel explained that the account number had allowed federal agents to place a silent tracking order on every connected transaction. The money had moved, but it had also exposed 40 hidden accounts and the names of everyone involved. Ryan's smile disappeared. Then the warehouse doors opened again. This time, the police commissioner walked inside surrounded by armed officers. He pointed at Ryan and said, "Arrest him." Ryan stared in disbelief. "You promised I'd be protected." The commissioner stepped closer and whispered, "I promised you nothing." Ryan stared at the commissioner as the truth became impossible to hide. "You're sacrificing me to save yourself," he said. The commissioner adjusted his coat and answered coldly, "You were always the backup plan." Maya watched as federal agents surrounded them both. Then the lead investigator raised a hand. "Nobody is leaving. We have recordings proving the commissioner approved the entire operation." The commissioner's face turned pale. Maya's hidden files had captured secret calls, coded payments, and the plan to move the $100 million through fake city contracts. Ryan suddenly understood that Maya had not sent one copy of the evidence, she had sent several. Every attempt to silence her had only created more proof. The commissioner reached for his phone, but an agent took it away. "Your accounts are frozen," the investigator said. "The money is being recovered." Ryan looked at Maya. "You could have walked away," he whispered. Maya shook her head. "And let you do this to someone else?" For the first time, Ryan had no answer. His badge was removed and placed on the table. He watched it fall beside the black drive, realizing the symbol he had used to control people could no longer protect him. Then the investigator received an urgent call. The money had been traced, but $12 million had vanished into one final account. The account holder's name appeared on the screen, and Maya froze. It belonged to her father. Maya stared at the screen, unable to breathe. Her father's name was attached to the missing $12 million. Ryan saw her shock and smiled weakly. "Now you understand," he said. "Everyone has a price." But Maya refused to believe it. Her father had spent 30 years teaching her that honesty mattered more than money. The investigators traced the account and discovered something unexpected. Her father had opened it years earlier, but the account had been inactive until Victor Hale's network used stolen credentials to hide the final transfer. Maya's father was not involved, he had been framed. Within minutes, federal agents froze the account and recovered the missing funds. The full $100 million was secured, and every person connected to the scheme was placed under investigation. Ryan was led away without his badge. As he passed Maya, he whispered, "I thought nobody could touch me." Maya looked at the badge lying on the table and replied, "A badge is not protection from the law. It is a promise to uphold it." Months later, the court ruled against Ryan, Victor Hale, and the commissioner. Their power disappeared, but Maya's evidence remained. She never celebrated the money. She celebrated the truth. Because when authority is used to hide corruption, courage becomes stronger than power. And if this story reminded you that no one is above accountability, subscribe for more powerful stories of justice, truth, and consequences.